Oh, you thought we were done talking about the iPhone 7 Plus? Well, not quite. In my opinion, Apple probably has completely butchered the reputation of the whole entire iPhone 7 series, including the iPhone 7 Plus. And what's even crazier is that they've kind of went ahead and showcased to us that the specs within a phone and the performance and everything that a phone brings within it really doesn't matter at a super high level. Now, I will say the iPhone 7 Plus I think was a really good phone for the most part. It was very, very complicated when it first came out. The main thing being was the headphone jack. With Apple going ahead and removing the headphone jack when this phone, I think that was pretty crazy. I think it was a bold move. I think they were kind of right. I mean, I love AirPods and stuff, but that really kind of jeopardized, I would say, a lot of what the iPhone 7 Plus could have been in the future. If they maybe waited till the iPhone 8 or iPhone 10, I think that probably would have been a better response because the iPhone 10, the type of design and everything. But with iOS 16 and for them removing this iPhone, that in and of itself is the craziest thing Apple could have done. First of all, the performance of this phone, as I mentioned before, it's a very, very good performing phone still. On iOS 15, I think it's great. And when you actually think about it, the jump from iOS 15 to iOS 16, there is nothing graphical within the iOS 16 update. There's no crazy, the widgets are the same. The only thing I can think of is the lock screen. But even then, that isn't that big of a difference either. That isn't really that big of a performance suck. And when you think about it, the iPhone 8 has a smaller size battery than this device. It maybe has a little bit more of an optimized chipset. But with this phone, even with the 7, it could have easily supported almost 99% of the features that the iPhone 13 Pro got. But remember that the iPhone 13s don't have the same features that the iPhone 10s get on iOS 16. The iOS 16 update on the iPhone 10 is very limited. Why couldn't Apple go ahead and bring that same type of, a limited approach to this iPhone? It makes absolutely no sense. Now, the craziest thing that I've said so many times is that when you look at the iPads that were supported on iOS 16, it's crazy to see that Apple supported an iPad with the same specifications inside as an iPhone 6s. The iPad 5th generation, which I own and it's also still a good iPad, Apple went ahead and gave that version of software to this device, to the iPad, 5th generation. And that is another big thing that makes so little sense to me. Now, I do think with the iPhone 7 Plus, it's going to be in a good spot. You can still buy it for another year or two and still use it and it's going to be fine. But when I look at the legacy of this iPhone looking forward, I think with what Apple kind of approached this phone as and what the future of this phone had in store, I don't think it's in a good spot, personally for me. This iPhone was the first one to bring 3 gigabytes of RAM, first one with a dual camera setup, first one to remove the headphone jack, first one with, I think, the physical vibration motor on the front as well. There's a lot of cool things that this phone was the first of, and Apple just kind of removed it for no reason at all. I feel like they could have kept it supported for a much longer period of time, and for them to remove it, it just kind of showcases to them that they don't really care about their devices. They care about their phones, but I feel like they could have done a little bit of a better job with these devices, especially when you look at the iPad, that they did end up supporting on iPadOS 16. So I would love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.